What if a centuries-old tradition is on the brink of being banned, not because of a law, but because of a moral reckoning? Let me tell you about the Guga hunt in Scotland, a practice that's been around since the 15th century, where people hunt young gannets on a remote island. Now, the debate isn't just about birds anymore, it's about whether we are clinging to outdated customs in a world that's rapidly changing. Personally, I think this is one of those moments where history and modernity collide, and the question is, who gets to decide which traditions survive? Here's the thing, the Guga hunt isn't just some random ritual. It's deeply tied to the culture of the Western Isles, where for generations, these birds were a food source. But here's what's fascinating, this isn't about survival anymore. The hunt was paused for years due to bird flu, and even when it resumed, the numbers were slashed from 2,000 to 500 birds. What makes this really interesting is that the argument now isn't about necessity, but about ethics. If you take a step back and think about it, how many traditions do we still practice that were once essential but are now, well, questionable? This raises a deeper question. When does a cultural practice become a relic of the past, and who gets to draw that line? Nature Scott, the body overseeing this, is caught in a tough spot. They are supposed to base decisions on science and law, but the emotional weight here is huge. On one side, there's the argument that the gannet population needs protection, especially after the bird flu crisis. On the other, there's the cultural significance of the hunt. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about birds, it's about identity. For some, the Guga hunt is a symbol of their heritage. But for others, it's a reminder of a darker past where animal suffering was normalized. A detail I find fascinating is that even the number of birds taken has been reduced, which shows a shift in mindset. What this really suggests is that society is slowly moving away from practices that prioritize tradition over compassion. And then there's the petition, over 100,000 signatures demanding an end to the hunt. That's not just noise, it's a sign that public opinion is shifting. From my perspective, this isn't just about gannets. It's about how we treat animals in general. If we are willing to stop this hunt, what else might we reconsider? Think about factory farming, trophy hunting, or even lab-grown meat. This could be a turning point where we start re-evaluating which traditions are worth keeping. But here's the catch, if we erase the Guga hunt, are we erasing part of Scotland's history? Or are we finally choosing to prioritize empathy over outdated rituals? In the end, this isn't just a local issue. It's a mirror held up to us all. How do we balance honoring the past with the moral standards of today? If the board decides to refuse the license, will it be seen as progress, or as a cultural erasure? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think should happen next? Is tradition worth preserving if it causes harm, or should we let history fade away? Let me know in the comments.